Well, looky here. Guess who's back? Yes, it's us, Destination Fantasy Podcast. We are back with my two brothers. Like, what's up, people? What's up, Walter? What's up, Deshaun? How y'all doing?
Man, it's been a minute. It is fantastic to be back. A lot has changed, man. That's why we back at y'all, man. We got a ton of crap to cover, man. I'm just thankful and blessed to be up this morning, man. How you feel, Walter?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. Just glad to be back. Sorry, glad to be back with you guys. Getting a little tongue tied, getting excited this morning. It's been a long time, but yeah, I'm ready.
Man, we had to do it to you, one time here because free agency has been the word crazy is not even enough here. This off season has been by far the craziest one I ever witnessed with my own two eyes in my 33 years of existence on this planet. Yeah, I just gave y'all my age, but anyway, Colts Nation done some things, Steelers Nation done some things, Bears Nation, we doing
Hold on,
particular.
Jamar, when did free agency start?
What
was the date?
I don't know. You caught me off guard on that one.
Hold on, I gotta make a quick phone call.
Uh-oh.
Chris Ballard. Hey, this was. Hey, bro. You know, free agency started, right? Oh, okay. It's Destination. Yeah. Free agency started. Who's left? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll talk about it later. We're recording right now. My bad. Okay, my bad.
For those that don't know, that's the GM who we call the GM of the Colts. You know what? So speaks. I know we got a little, order that we want to go in, but let's get on that. What's up with your Colts real quick?
I ask this question every year. We don't bring in free agents. Like, I don't know. We don't bring in anybody. So yeah, they were like, oh, we got the most cap space. It's like, so yeah. It's I don't know if it's Chris. I don't know if it's really Chris Ballard or if our GM's Chris Rock's dad. He don't spend no money. That's what's wrong.
That's wild. Like, Colts literally entered this free agency with at least 70 million cap space, by far head and shoulders the number one team with a lot of cap space, and haven't done anything. Traded for Matt Ryan outside of that. I think that was it.
No, we traded for Yannick Ngakoue as well. But
that's right.
Yeah, I do like that trade. I really like that. But yeah, that's about it.
And re-sign Big Mo.
Big Mo Alley Cox, baby. Yes. He got that bag. 18
I knew it was coming, man. I knew it was
coming. Yeah. So we pretty much summed up the Colts free agency right there.
Damn.
We can go to y'all's teams.
All right, let's let's head a little east here to Pittsburgh. Well, how do you feel about all the moves that your team has made, Mr. Reed?
Man, at this moment, I'm kind of indifferent, man. Considering the fact that we had a couple of opportunities, I shall say, to get like these quarterbacks, man. I think our offense was, pretty all right. We had offensive line issues. We already know we got our running back for the future. We have no issue with drafting a wide receiver. You guys know that. I think like that one piece that we were missing offensively, outside of the offensive line was a quarterback. I mean, we already, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson. We're going to talk about Russell Wilson. I just feel like we didn't make a big enough push for these guys. We ended up with Mitchell Trubisky. Let me just talk about that for a second. Your guy, Jamar. Your guy, Mitchell Trubisky. So it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, this is okay. It's just okay. At this moment, like, that's how I'm feeling. Not too high. Definitely not too low. I think he can be serviceable. I think he can win a couple of ball games for us in our system, but I just believe it's just like a placeholder. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if we're going to draft our quarterback of the future in this year's draft. I'm not sure if we are going to trade for like a veteran quarterback. I don't know what we're doing at the quarterback position, But not to be inside the mix, man. It left like a bad taste in my mouth to hear that, you know, we're not in the conversations to land like one of those premier guys, man. So I mean, it sucks in my opinion, but I think that we'll be okay. But the thing about it is our, you know, division just got that much tougher. You know what I mean? How can we compete with those other two teams there, man? It's just tough. And yeah, I said two teams. Realistically, yeah, Cleveland is just, I mean, three, like seriously, with the addition of Deshaun Watson like that. Oh man, don't get me started this morning, please don't, man. We'll save that one for later, but yeah.
Hey, at least Chris Ballard did make a call, which was immediately hung up on. It's like, hey, can we get Deshaun? No.
Hey, he did do that.
Yeah, that's it.
Due diligence. That's the word. Apparently, Steelers didn't do that. And do not associate my boy Mitch with me and my team no more. We are a year divorced. There are no ties here.
Understood.
Sean, I want to give. I would have took Mitch Trubisky. Like, we got to see him outside of the Matt Nagy system, because even Matt Nagy made Justin Fields look like he had no potential. So we'll see him this year. He has a competent head coach. I know he's a defensive coach, but he's got a competent head coach. You know, he got some weapons. Like you said, you guys can draft. You guys even have you got wide receivers, tight end. I mean, so I think he'll be fine. You know, and he's mobile too. So I think that's gonna, I think he's gonna do all right, man. Don't beat yourself up now. You guys do have a really tough division. It's
definitely.
It's ugly. Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
I hope so, bro. I really do.
Surprisingly, I agree. I think he'll be all right. But speaking of tough divisions, one division in particular this offseason, my gosh, has like they kind of like embarrassed the league here. And I'm speaking of the AFC West. The AFC West have done a number of things. Look, it all started with Sierra's husband, Russell Wilson. That trade to the Broncos, giving up, Drew Lock, Noah Fant, that guy named Shelby, 2 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders, if I'm not mistaken. We talked for a long time that the Broncos are a quarterback away from, doing big things, but not only as, the team itself, but even from a fantasy perspective. Like, I think somebody deemed the guy check down Teddy or something like that. And, the ball couldn't go downfield. Cortland Sutton couldn't be Cortland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy can only just, look pretty and run routes, and the ball never goes to him. Tim Patrick, every, 50 passes, one goes to him. But now you got Russell Wilson, who's known for throwing moon balls, and now he's going to be throwing moon balls in Mile High Stadium, so that ball really going to be going to the moon. But anyway, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Merry Christmas. Javonte Williams is now the current back so far, unless they resign MG3, but that's neither here nor there at this very moment. But how do you all feel about the Broncos offense with these fantasy football related?
Man, like I didn't want to see it, I did not want to see it. Once I don't know where I was at the time, but like time kind of like stopped once I saw it like go past like my phone, and it was like official. And shout out to my big brother Nate. He is a Broncos fan. That's the reason why. Like I like Russell Wilson, man. I think he's a stand-up guy on and off the field. But I can't root for you no more, big dog. I can't root for you no more, because if I'm rooting for you, that means I'm rooting for the enemy. I'm rooting for the op, which is my brother's team, the Broncos. So, man, it was monumental, Jamar. We've talked about it for seasons now, to where it's like, man, like these guys are low-key stacked. It's just they didn't have the guy under center to be able to lift all of their values at once. And you bring in a guy like Russell Wilson, who tends to spread the ball around, who got one of the best deep balls in the league. He brings like a true captain locker room presence. It's just, man, like these guys will be tough. We already mentioned Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, man, Patrick there, man. Like they have the pieces to be able to make a deep run in the postseason, and they haven't even played a snap yet. So it's just, going off of personnel, man, they are super tough. Super tough.
Man, I totally agree with you. I think I'm not sure who they have playing at tight end with with them trading Fant, but I'm thinking they were probably going to draft somebody. But whatever tight end they get, it's probably going to be receiving tight end. That's going to be a fantasy sleeper. Just kind of getting it to like kind of referencing back to fantasy wise, but yeah, that's going to be a fun team to watch. I got a couple buddies, my boy Kyle, my boy DeAndre, but he don't know how to act. He's up here posting memes about people's quarterbacks now, like he hasn't had one since Peyton retired. Like this is something normal for him. But yeah, they're going to be exciting to watch this year, and that division is going to be it's going to be ugly. Yeah, I think I might buy a freaking Sunday ticket, just so I can watch their games. It's going to be Get have your popcorn ready for any of those divisional games.
And you're not joking. I already seen videos of Russ and Cortland out there doing their thing. They're already getting chemistry together, so look out for that. Now, another team in that division that I'm starting to gravitate towards is probably the team for me that made the biggest splash here, and those Raiders, man. The Raiders.
Really?
Yeah. So,
okay.
All right. So the Raiders right now, I feel like made the biggest splash in the AFC West because, for one, they got the best pass rusher in all season, Chandler Jones. Number two, they got, fantasy wise, the best wide receiver in the last 3 years combined. We know last year went to Cooper Kupp, but the years two before has been Devontae Adams. So with the addition of Devontae Adams, Derek Carr gets a boost. Darren Waller gets a boost. Hunter Renfrow catches is still going to be about as easy. I don't know. He might get a slight boost, but Josh Jacobs get a huge boost. The offense itself is loaded. You might see Derek Carr go back to the 2015 MVP form of himself. There's no excuse for him at this point. So, with that being said, what are you all's expectations for this new and improved Raiders offense?
Okay, Jamar, you heard it here first, man. Sky's the limit for these guys. You know what this gives me? Stephon Diggs to the Bills vibes right here. It's similar. It's similar to where these guys are like, look, we're a couple of key pieces away from being a true AFC contender, and they did it. The Jones edition is huge. I don't think we talk about that enough. And look, I get it. Devontae Adams, Jamar, you already hit the nail right on the head, has been the best fantasy wide receiver collectively within like the past 3 years. Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, 2 Fresno State guys, man. So I think that is a connection that they have low-key been talking about for like the past couple of seasons with Devontae Adams, reaching like that, like the end of his contract. And I think that was something that they thought could be a possibility. So bringing them in is huge. Look, I'm going to say this, man. Hunter Renfrow is going to ball. He's going to ball. Darren Waller is going to ball. They ain't going to see so many this is going to be like, it's just going to be so easy. It's going to be so easy because you got Waller. This big guy runs routes like a wide receiver. You got arguably 2 of the best route running wide receivers on the team. I've seen this young white boy, Hunter Renfrow, cook DBs. And I mean, cook them, just make them look nasty. I'm like, Jesus Christ, his footwork is impeccable. Like, I had the time to like see this guy. I own him in a couple of fantasy leagues, and I'm like, he's the real deal. Now we about to see that amplified with the addition of Devontae Adams. Look, sky's the limit. Josh Jacobs, those holes are going to be there. He's going to be relevant. Derek Carr is going to be, dare I say it, a top 5 quarterback. I mean, it's all of these possibilities are doable. Like I'm being honest. I know we got great quarterbacks out there, you guys, but I'm just saying, like, this is probably it will be one of the best potent offenses in all the NFL. This is just absolute pandemonium, and I think that a couple of additions that they brought in my opinion, they probably make the biggest jump in free agency to me.
Y'all know where the Raiders placed last year in their division?
I think they win double-digit games last year.
Second.
So they were second. All right,
Yeah.
on March 17, 2022, I want y'all to remember this. The Raiders will be the best third in their division team this year.
Wow.
Check us out. I'm not against. I think when we talk about the Devontae Adams trade, I think Green Bay actually won that. And the reason were the picks that they got. All right, fix your face. Hold on now. Hold on. How old is Devontae Adams? This is a young man's game. Devontae Adams is 29. He'll be 30 December 24th. I'm sitting here. Look, I'll make sure I Google that real quick. Who's never lost? Father Time. Devontae Adams is an older receiver. That's why Green Bay was kind of like, yeah, I'll go ahead and take this. Do I think they'll ball this year? Yes, but these older receivers and stuff, something that always catches up with them, injuries. And I'm not wishing anything on the man. I hope the man has a healthy career. But the same thing with Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is 33 years old. Production typically goes down as they get in their 30s. And fellas, I understand they're a different breed, but we wake up in the morning 5 years ago. How'd you feel compared to now?
Come on, man.
Come on, how do you feel compared to now?
Man, everything. Look, man. I'm
being
taking the
right.
You can tell when it's raining outside. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, so they got some older players, and like I said, I'm not wishing anything on anybody. I hope they have good, healthy careers, but production typically goes down. And with Devontae Adams, okay, so you said the last couple of years he was the top receiver in football. Absolutely. Did Aaron Rodgers get traded there too?
No.
Is Derek Carr how far apart you put Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers? Jamar, you don't have to answer this. I understand. I'm stabbing you right now. But there was a game last year where Jordan Love was out there, and what would Devontae Adams do? I would.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I see your point, but I'm not comparing Jordan Love to Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr is like one of those underrated quarterbacks who can get the job done. It's like he's been middle of the pack for so long. You know what I mean? And I think with a true number one wide receiver, we already know Hunter Renfrow can't be that. He's more so like a slot guy.
Yep.
But it does open up the outside, and it basically opens up everywhere. And no, I do see your point.
Yeah.
Long term, the Packers may have won that. Yeah. But speaking in the now, I mean, I'm
not buying it, bro.
No, man.
You said the last 2 years, Devontae Adams has been the top receiver in the NFL. Who was throwing him the ball? The MVP. Like this man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He had that insurance policy through State Farm.
All right, so here's my little 2 cents. All right, so for one, I give you that. Aaron Rodgers, is the one throwing him the ball. I understand that, and when Aaron Rodgers didn't play, Jordan Love played. I mean, in theory, quarterbacks make the receivers, not receivers make the quarterback type deal. In theory, however, I feel like this is different. For one, they were college teammates already, so chemistry is already going to be there between the two. I'm not expecting Devontae Adams to have the same production as he had past couple of years for a number of reasons. One, there's a lot more targets in Las Vegas now than it was in Green Bay. It was just Devontae Adams or nothing. And we saw nothing one against Arizona last year, but I'm just saying it's Devontae Adams or nothing at that point. Two, I mean, I can't definitively say Green Bay won the trade because we don't know what the draft picks are and what they're going to turn out to be. We don't. There's been plenty of first round busts. Let me see. The Raiders drafted what was his name? Darius Haywood-Bay. You remember that guy?
Yeah, he was fast.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah, he was.
He was fast. Couldn't catch a cold.
He was fast on coming inside the league. He was fast on leaving out the league. That didn't last very long.
He's probably still fast.
Man, another one here. What's his name? Jamarcus Russell. Remember that guy? So you never know what these first round picks can be. But at the end of the day, I mean, they got to go out there and play. So we'll see. But I don't, like I said, I don't expect Devontae Adams' production to be what it was last year, but I still expect Devontae Adams to definitely finish in the top 10. I expect Darren Waller to finish inside the top 5. Maybe Hunter Renfrow can be a top 25 target, maybe.
There's a lot of question marks with this team. I'm not completely sold. They got some big names. But I said that they'll probably be the best third place. They will be third. I still think they'll make the playoffs. But yeah, Father Time, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we will definitely see on that one. Another team that made a lot of moves this offseason, that division, including Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. They definitely look like they're going all in. Your boy Justin Herbert and them Chargers, man.
Yes. That's who's winning that division, man. That Khalil Mack trade, I was like, oh my God. Like, you got him and was it Joey? Yeah, Joey Bosa plays. Yeah, Joey Bosa. I was getting him and Nick. Like, all right, Nick, San Francisco. Yeah. So they improved their defense. Their offense was already pretty good. I'm gonna say pretty good. Boy, Herbert out there slashing it. And it's been kind of quiet, just like the quarterback. It's kind of like, oh, hey, we forgot that they made these big splashes. Nobody's really talking about them, as much as some of the other teams. But I think that team's going to win that division.
I like him. I like him a lot. Look, man, like, let's not mince words here. That division going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be whoever outright wins that division is just deserving of basically everything, because that division is just probably unlike anything that we've seen over the past 10 years or so. Like, it's just loaded with talent from top to bottom, both sides of the football. But the thing with the Chargers, I dig what they did. I did. I really do. I really do like it. But what I'm going to need to see is for the Chargers to play more consistently. We've seen them lose some games to where it's like, you should have won you should have won those matches. Once they start winning the games that they're supposed to, I think that things will come a little bit easier for them. It's just the inconsistencies that kind of more so bother me. If they can just get over that inconsistent hump, they have, elite talent, in my opinion. They had some guys that stepped up big time for them. I think it was Jalen Guyton guy. Like, this guy came out of nowhere and he's pretty damn good, man. They still got big Mike Williams. They still got, a top probably 3 route runner in Keenan Allen. Their backfield is solidified. They never have any issues there. Who's ever back there, they pretty much, kind of just like plug and play almost. Justin Herbert, he has to be a little bit more consistent for me. I know he's still young, but in my opinion, he is one of the best young quarterbacks out there. So could the Chargers potentially win this division? It's definitely a thing, man. Look, in NFL, you guys, it's what is the biggest thing? You have to stay healthy.
Yep.
I mean, one of these teams could be one big loss away from plummeting in that division, and I hope that does not happen, because this division is going to be must-see TV. It really is. I'm very excited for the season to start, just so I can see these guys just beat up on each other. And I know that we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs later, and I kind of want Jamar to start that discussion, because I know he got a lot on his mind about that. But as far as the conversation goes with the Chargers, I think it is a possibility. I just want to see them get over that inconsistency hump.
Oh boy. Kansas City Chiefs. My gosh. This is like one of those where, like a zombie apocalypse is happening. People are smart. They're running in one direction, away from it. And Kansas City is the team that's actually running towards it, as in they're taking steps backwards here. As in Tyreek Hill being traded. I don't think a lot of people realize how significant that is to that offense. Ask your boy Travis Kelce, the best tight end of all time, and ask him how many times he's about to be double teamed next year. Like Tyreek Hill is a different type of fast. That touchdown against Buffalo we saw. That was a quick reminder of how impactful he can be. Tyreek Hill demands so many double teams, so much attention to where the underneath routes get opened up for everybody. Yes, there's plenty of speedsters in the league, but there's no one that's Tyreek Hill by far. And so with all that being said, yeah, Travis Kelce, he's definitely going to have a hard time. Patty Mahomes, I don't know what to tell you on that one. I know he's not the, consensus number one fantasy quarterback anymore. I know that much. That's out the window. The running game, maybe they become more balanced attack. I don't know yet. Miko Hardman, this is his greatest opportunity to step up here. Apparently, on the scouting report, they wrote down poor man Tyreek Hill. Well, so let's see. I mean, he's definitely been a poor man, but can he at least be a poor man? Just one poor, not two. Josh Gordon, that ship sailed about 8 years ago, but yeah, he's still on the roster. Now Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I mean, I guess, but look, at the end of the day, Chiefs players in fantasy is definitely not as strong as it used to be, and this team overall is definitely not as strong as it used to be. And I cannot sit up here today and definitively say they are better than the Chargers, the Broncos, or the Raiders. I cannot say it. So therefore, in my head, in theory, they might be the worst team in the division at this moment.
Hey, you Barry Bonds that. Yeah, that was perfect. That they went from worst to first, bro. I mean, first to worst. My bad. I don't know who's gonna connect more, Patrick Mahomes and Juju and what's that boy brother name?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
No.
Oh man, you made me say all of that for nothing. All right.
No. It's gonna be. I think Juju gonna connect more with Jackson Mahomes than Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Oh man.
Y'all fill in the blanks, but whatever. Yeah. Jamar pretty much he hit everything. Deshaun, what you got?
Nah, I mean it's one key thing I want to say, and Jamar, you touched on it. I'm gonna double tap it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those. Look, Tyreek Hill does not get enough credit. Look, I get it. The guy is just bloody quick. Draws a lot of attention. Makes DBs look silly. And I mean, you can line up like the fastest DB, but you will never be Tyreek Hill fast. So he is basically a top, in my opinion. I've argued this. I can't name five wide receivers that I'll have over Tyreek Hill. And this isn't saying that the five guys that I would name wouldn't be better. It's just what Tyreek Hill brings to the table. You know what I mean? Tyreek Hill was great because of Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce was great because of Tyreek Hill. Now we will get a chance to see you guys. I have, basically labeled Travis Kelce as the best tight end of all time. We will get a chance to really see that without Tyreek Hill. So that Tyreek Hill trade was huge. And if you would have asked me at any point last year, hell, ask me a week before it actually happened, would Tyreek Hill be on another team? I'll say you own something, straight up, because who could afford to give away that type of luxury? He cannot be duplicated. I mean, can you name another guy like Tyreek Hill out there who's similar? Who does the things that he does? Who brings to the table what he does, to be completely honest? I just think that he's a different breed. And to see him in Miami, Jesus Christ, alongside that young boy Jalen Waddle, man, that's gonna be something. I never thought I'd see this day. Well, at least not this soon, to where, I mean, we'll say that Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid and them guys will be at the bottom of their division. We see them propelled so quickly, and I didn't think we would get a chance to see them drop now. Mind you, still matching up with the other teams inside the league, they'll still be able to do their thing. It's not a huge drop. It's just within that division. They just probably the worst team in that division. Walter, I think you think it. I see you nodding your head. Jamar, you were pretty adamant about it. it's just, man, I don't want to believe it. Like, I don't want to believe it just yet. But man, the way that these other teams are loading up, the AFC in general, man, with all like the quarterback movement that they have, I don't know who the NFC has left, to be completely honest. What, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers? Outside of that, I mean, who else do they really have as far as a premier quarterback? But that just goes to say that Miami has got a hell of a lot better. And sad to say, the Kansas City Chiefs have got that worse. You can't, bring in a Juju and think you're gonna get the same production from like it just doesn't work that way. Look, I know what Juju is. I've seen him do his thing, but he ain't Tyreek Hill in no way, shape, or form. So I'm think I'm gonna just go for the trifecta, you guys here, and say that, man, Kansas City Chiefs are the worst in their division, man.
Man, did you see Keenan Allen's tweet? He basically said that trade's going to expose some people.
Like, I see Patrick Mahomes' stock dropping. I mean, if you think like before, he burst on the scene, Alex Smith, did pretty well. And I think they, that was Kansas City was they were a good team. They made the AFC Championship with Alex Smith? I want to say they made it to the AFC Championship, or maybe it was second round or something like that. But
they did have a pretty good push, though. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, they were. He was like kind of spoon fed like a really, really good team. So now we're going to see, what Patrick Mahomes is, really about, because you don't have that lightning rod right there anymore. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. It's time for Chiefs fans to get a little humble this year. We get a little pie.
Oh man, but yeah, the AFC, especially the AFC West, has been fireworks, and I'm here for it. There's definitely more moves to be made out here. We're gonna go to another division that making splashes left and right. We're gonna take our attention north. We're gonna go to the AFC North. We're gonna start with the dog pound. We're gonna start with the Browns. Yes, the Cleveland Browns. Yes, that team that, on paper, like for the last 2 years, people were talking about they're a Super Bowl contender. They're going to the Super Bowl. No, they didn't. You know why? They didn't have a quarterback. They had everything else but a quarterback. It is a quarterback-driven league. And for them to go out, to initially be eliminated in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, to reinsert themselves and got their guy. They got their guy. Deshaun Watson is the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Now, for how many games in year one, we don't know yet. But nevertheless, that man has 230 million reasons why he is sticking around in Cleveland for the foreseeable future. And with the addition of Deshaun Watson, that team is legitimate. That team is a real contender now. And everybody, fantasy-wise, just got a big uptick. Amari Cooper, I mean, at this point, he's a fringe wide receiver one, in my opinion, when Deshaun Watson is playing. Sir Nicholas Chubb, that man is definitely about to ball out. If Kareem Hunt is still on the roster, he's still going to ball out. Mm-hmm. Oh, the franchise player, David Njoku, he's probably going to ball out too. That's the franchise player right there. Even the defense gets better because Deshaun Watson can stay on the field longer.
Yeah.
Like, this is an ultimate win. Like, Deshaun Watson is a top 5 fantasy quarterback right now. Top 5 real-life quarterback in this league. I have nothing but great things to say about the Cleveland Browns and what they did. They identified that Baker is not my guy, and we're going to get rid of that. We're going to actually have a solution to it. And I feel bad for the Steelers fan over here. We're going to have to deal with that for years to come.
All right, let me go ahead and throw my 2 cents in here, man. Uh-oh. I don't know if you were finished, Jamar, but this is hold up real quick. All right. So at the potential of them getting the chance to sign Deshaun Watson, gentlemen, me and my son were watching this very, very closely. My son came home from school. He gave me a high five when we found out that Deshaun Watson would not be in our division. Smart kid, my son is. Very, very intelligent. And I'm like, yeah, DJ, you're right, man. No, we don't have to deal with that. And then just like that, you know what I mean? He comes back. And then we're just staring there looking at each other. Like, I don't understand it, but that's neither here nor there. It like my heart was definitely beaten. It's one of those guys that we had a chance to at least like be on the phone, like you said, Walter, at least like reach out. You know what I mean? About since we were a little bit more than like one quarterback away from being relevant, a little bit of more extra pieces, but still we had a solid nucleus basically. We didn't do that. And that basically pissed me off. As a devoted long-time Steeler Nation fan, you guys like piss me off basically. And it's unacceptable. I get it, the charges and the whole thing, but you still beside Ben Roethlisberger throughout it all. So what's the difference, man? So what's the difference? So I mean, I'm calling them out. I really am.
I was wondering if we were going to have this discussion, on that. For so many people to steer away from, and I want to, you got 22 accusers, 2 grand juries found this man not guilty, and didn't Ben Roethlisberger settle?
He settled outside of court, and I get it. And like, I read the comments. I'm in a bunch of Steelers groups, and it's one of those things to where it's like, you'll say, man, this guy has 20 plus cases against, but Ben Roethlisberger had 2 legit cases.
Yeah.
It was 2 legit cases. You know what I mean? And he did have to settle outside of court in those cases. So who knows what really happened? You know what I mean? And if you get accused just once, it's 120, it's still the same thing. It's just wrongdoing all the way around. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things to where I'm like, look, if y'all can stand beside this guy for this long and you don't even pick up the phone to call Deshaun, man, shame on you, man. Yeah. Like, shame on you. That's hypocritical. You know what I mean? It's just the whole nine. And it legit stung. It did. But that's neither here nor there. I'm moving on from there. Jamar talked about Deshaun Watson being a top 5 quarterback whenever he's on the field. I mean, he's still young. He has that. And I truly do believe in that. I'm not sure how many games he's going to play, but everybody gets a boost there. Every single person. I mean, even the guy selling popcorn in the stands gets a boost. You know what I mean? But I do want to say this. I told you so about Baker Mayfield. All right. I told everybody when they were saying that, Baker Mayfield and the Browns are going to win your division and stuff like that. I'm like, relax. Like, that's not going to happen, because I knew it. Jamar knew it, that Baker Mayfield was still that. You cannot win a championship with this dude, bro. And they already seen that. And what did they do? They went for the jugular and went to go grab Deshaun Watson. And sky's the limit. I'm being completely honest. Like, you could just throw some randos out there for real, and they're going to be able to compete. So you got Deshaun Watson, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson in the same division. Jesus Christ. And then you got Mitchell Trubisky. Look, I ain't knocking you, Mitch, but those guys are spectacular. Those guys are spectacular. We got 2 dual threat quarterbacks, and you just got one quarterback who confidence is on 100,000 trillion, and that's Joe Burrow. The real Joe Cool, not Joe Flacco. So it's just like, I'm upset, man. I'm hurt about it, but I think that we'll be okay in our division. And yeah, we are the worst team in our division. We do join the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just I gotta call a spade a spade. I know that my heart and my loyalty will look the opposite way, but yeah. So in the words of the great Forrest Gump, that's all I gotta say about that.
Dang, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Welcome to being mediocre, like the rest of us. Welcome to the club, buddy. Yeah. One thing I'm saying, I've always thought Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback in the league when he was playing. A lot of people say Patrick Mahomes. We just talked about the weapons that Patrick Mahomes had, and the best weaponry Deshaun Watson. He had DeAndre Hopkins. And I really like DeAndre Hopkins. They traded him away, and then after they traded him away, he still led the league in passing. I mean, that really says something right there. He was throwing the ball to the juice. What was that boy's name? It's on the tip of my tongue, whatever. But I mean, yeah, I always thought he was like the best quarterback in the league. Yeah. I mean, I can't. I
mean,
I can't say much more. I mean, y'all in trouble, man.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be. Y'all gonna have the same relationship with the Browns like Jamar has with the Packers.
Ooh, you think
that's
so?
how it's gonna be because he's young. He's a young man. He's a young man. He's a young man. And yeah.
Oh, I meant before we move on, I meant to tell you and show you this picture. So the other day when I was working from home, I guess on Get Up, they had a segment called I guess Baker Mayfield and Jimmy G, and then they was like asking like mentioning these other quarterbacks, are they better, worse, or the same? And so they had those two and Ryan Tannehill, and everybody said the same. So they instantly started thinking of that Spider-Man because that's what they are. All three of them. I'm sorry, Jimmy G and Ryan Tannehill, but I mean, y'all and Baker are cut from the same cloth here. Basically, play action reliant quarterbacks, and for fantasy and real life, it doesn't get the job done. This is not that day and age. Maybe about 15, 20 years ago, you could probably get away with that. And we not in the quarterback-driven league. You got to have a quarterback to compete. I mean, I feel like teams are learning that the hard way. All right. So
real quick, it was Will Fuller. Deshaun Watson was his number one receiver was Will Fuller. That's why I said Mr. Steroids. It was there. It was on the tip of my tongue. But yeah.
And who knows? He might fall into Cleveland. That is a rumor.
Jarvis could go back.
Yeah. OBJ can go back. Who knows? They might just.
Oh my God. Whew.
Wouldn't that be a slap in the face of Baker? Anyway, another team in the division, that definitely did some moves here. Last time we saw this man, he was sacked about 9 times in the Super Bowl. Sacked 9 times against Tennessee, the most sacked quarterback in the league. But yet, somehow, some way, they was a couple plays away from actually winning it all. Cincinnati, they got that man some bodyguards. Like on paper, they have the best line in the league right now. On paper, you get Alex Kappa, the guard from the Bucks, and I feel like anytime you get an offensive lineman from Tom Brady, that's a win. Because Tom Brady always has the best offensive lineman. That man's never on the ground.
Oh no, he doesn't. He makes his offensive line better.
Can't even say that with a straight face, yo.
Man, and then they got Collins. Like he came out of nowhere. Cowboys was like, here you go. And apparently, Joe Cool, it was them two and it was someone else to where. So Joe Cool, as far as the Bengals signing these players, he's the closer apparently. So he invites like the players and their girlfriends over for dinner, and then I don't know what happens at dinner. I just know afterwards they end up signing contracts. So I'm gonna call that Pandora's box, and we're gonna leave it at that. But anyway, with this being said, Joe Cool's standing upright, majority of the time now. Everybody gets a boost. Everybody from T. Higgins to the best name in football to Tyler Boyd, especially Joe Mixon. I mean, he gets a boost too. I know Uzoma, he's gone, and I think they signed. It's on the tip of my tongue who they signed. Is it Hayden Hurst? Might be Hayden Hurst. But anyway, all skill players on that offense gets better, and actually the defense gets better too because they, offense on the field longer. So that's a win-win for me. And lastly, before I let y'all talk, I didn't ask you all to do any rankings yet because I want to wait till after the draft. And I'm itching to do them, but it doesn't make sense to do them right now. So, but yeah, with that being said, Cincinnati with Joe Cool's bodyguards, how y'all feeling there?
First and foremost, I want to point out the most relevant piece of news that I got from the whole ordeal is that they managed to retain Eli Apple. They managed to retain Eli Apple. Good news for me. I don't know about y'all. But yeah, how do I feel about Joe Burrow, man, Jamar. I mean, you basically said it, bro. Everybody gets a boost. These guys are going to be open a little bit longer. Joe Burrow is going to have time to actually sit. He was the most sacked quarterback last year and still made the Super Bowl. Man, it's scary. I'm gonna just call it what it is. Like me seeing them make these deals is like, man, it's like you building like a fort, right? You know what I mean? The opposition is shooting with BB guns and you got titanium alloy basically blocking these guys. So like that's pretty much is what it's gonna be. And knowing that, we're gonna have to go up against that, twice a year is, it ain't sitting with me well, but it is what it is. Cincinnati is becoming a powerhouse. Dare I say it? Cincinnati is becoming a powerhouse. And the thing about it, man, they done it via draft, and that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Like all the premier guys, like they invested time in them. They didn't have to bring them in. They drafted for these guys. They didn't have to trade for them. Like Jamar, you mentioned all the talent that they had. T. Higgins is probably the most undervalued wide receiver in the game. Jamar Chase is quickly ascending himself to being a stud. It's just Joe Burrow, that offensive line, most sacked quarterback, still was able to make it to the Super Bowl. Come on, man. It ain't fair. It's not fair. It's not right. Dare I say it, they're going to be dominant. They're going to be dominant, gentlemen. And so it's a sad day in Steeler Nation, like you mentioned, Jamar. It is. What else can I say?
Hey, we got to move to another division, man. Hurt. Oh my God. Dang. Whew. Yikes. I feel your pain, brother. Oh man, we talk about the Bengals. They got Joe Burrow's got an offensive line now, and I'm just gonna repeat everything you guys have said. Like, oh my God, yeah, y'all in trouble. The league's in trouble.
Yep.
Next.
All right.
Next.
All right.
Oh my God, you just read the eulogy to the Pittsburgh Steelers. God.
Yeah.
Whew. You dropped your head too. Like that is this. Whoa.
I mean, look, man, these are real feelings that I've been feeling for like the longest, and I'm glad I got a chance to show it, to you guys, man, and just show you the real life emotion.
Hey, Jamar, when you post this up, this is the Sean Reed intervention. This is a therapy session.
You know what, man? Look, we gonna fight if I find out Jamar gonna be playing the sad music behind me talking about it. It's gonna turn. Look,
cue the violin.
Yeah, cue the violin. But look, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna poke my chest back out for a little bit, and let's move on from this thing afterward. So I don't have to shed a tear, but. We've dominated this division for a very long time, gentlemen. Jamar, you and I have been tight since sophomore year in high school, right?
Right.
That's basically how long the Pittsburgh Steelers been, relevant. Big Ben didn't have too many he didn't have a losing season at all. Since he's been playing, and he's been in the league for 18 years or something like that, 17 something. So it's been a very, very long time since these guys were mediocre. Maybe it's just time for them to maybe it's time for that. The Bears had that. The Colts had that for a little bit. But it's just, maybe it's time for a changing of the guard. So like you said, humble pie looks like it's about to be served. I got my fork.
I heard that.
That's it, John.
I literally heard that.
Let's move on. All
right. So there is one more thing I want to get to in this division. Are you okay? Because all right, so
my bad, bro. I was listening to some.
This dude, man. Yo, don't do it, Walter, man.
My bad, bro. I've been there. I had Curtis Painter as my starting quarterback for a year. I didn't even watch. I think I watched one game that season, and I was like, "Yeah, that's why I became a Notre Dame fan."
He said his Sundays got open that year.
Yeah, I was free. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. All right, Mitchell Trubisky. starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Needless to say, I guess they wanted to go with a more athletic quarterback here compared to last year. As they know, the offensive line hasn't been the greatest, and Big Ben was a super statue out there.
Yep, sitting up.
Yep, and so somehow, Najee Harris was a pretty darn good fantasy running back. And if I was to do rankings right now, I'm pretty sure he would fall in the top 3 going in this year's draft. That's just a sneak peek of what rankings may look like here in the next month or so. Pass catchers, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and whoever else that you all decide to bring in and draft. As we know, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a wide receiver U. They always find the diamond in the rough every time they draft wide receivers. So there's no issue there, just whoever they choose to be on their team. The only thing is like, yeah, Mitch can run, but Mitch is definitely not as accurate as Big Ben.
No.
I don't. Maybe he can sniff that one day. I don't think he'll be a duplicate of that regard. But what Mitch allows the Pittsburgh Steelers and certain players to do is extend plays and maybe move the chains a little bit more overall. So therefore, I think the biggest boost actually goes to Najee Harris, because I feel like he'll have more opportunities to find the end zone because of that. Now, as far as Deontay Johnson, that's up in the air. But I will say this, Mitch is one thing that I can't say from a fantasy perspective. When Mitch has his number one guy, he will force feed him the ball. Allen Robinson was force fed the ball. Allen Robinson was a pretty darn good fantasy player during that time frame. Other than that, like Nagy and them can kick rocks. But anyway, outside of Najee Harris, maybe the tight end, Fryer Tucker, whatever you want to call him. And
hey, don't disrespect my guy, Freiermuth, man.
Where's Robin Hood at? Deontay Johnson, I don't know what else to expect. Chase Claypool might take the biggest negative impact here. But that's my 2 cents. Steelers fan, I don't know if you want to talk again. You're definitely on a roller coaster over there.
Yeah. So, we finally moving forward as we should have done like a couple of years ago, man. Like I told both of you guys that, like, you asked the question, how much more did I think that Big Ben had at the tank? I said for a fact that we didn't have a competent quarterback sitting behind him in order to be successful. I think we actually brought that guy in Mitchell Trubisky. Look, again, I know he's not the flashiest guy. He has played his time under Nagy, who isn't the most brilliant, obviously. But I think Walter made a couple of good points. Like earlier when we were discussing it briefly, it's we gotta give him a chance, right? We gotta see him up under someone else's scheme. We gotta see him with matched up with Mike Tomlin and just like a whole different locker room. And we still do got some weapons, like you mentioned, Jamar. Najee Harris was fantastic last year, even with a very subpar offensive line. I think that the most thing that I'm happy about is we strengthen that. Like the offensive line should be much better going forward. So I definitely got to tip our hat to that. Najee Harris will be a top 5 running back next year. If you say anything less than that, you're tweaking. But Chase Claypool on one side, Deontay Johnson on the other, Pat Freiermuth, in my opinion, the second coming of Pete Miller. I think he definitely has those weapons to be productive there. It's just that division is so tough. It's basically gonna have to bring your A game just about every week. Overall, like you guys, I think I'm fairly content with what we have done in the offseason as a whole. The Mitch thing is like I'm like here. If this was the highest and this was the lowest, I'm like right there. So I'm okay with that, man. I just hope that we can be I hope that we stand a puncher's chance. But early on, I'm gonna be real quiet, like I am. What can I say? I gotta see it to believe it, basically. So once we start getting up on the road, then like I'll be be a little bit more rah-rah, but for now, I'm basically in like the backseat.
But y'all aren't the worst team in your division. I think Baltimore would be the worst team in that division.
You really think so?
It's possible.
injury. Lamar Jackson. I don't really care for Lamar Jackson style of play. It's exciting to watch, but that's not how you want your franchise quarterback moving around, getting hit, and all that goodness. Like his weaponry, they were beat up, last year. I know. Yeah. I think you guys, and defensively, you guys are better. I'm a big fan of defense. Defense wins championships, all that, yada yada. I think you guys will at least be third, at the minimum, be third in your division. So, yeah.
All right. Speaking of defense, we're gonna switch courses to take our talent south to the AFC South. Maniac, baby. We're going to the Colts. Now, if you all, watch this from the beginning, somebody paid a phone call to Chris Ballard there. Just wondering, what the heck's going on. Free agency, started like 2 weeks ago. Lack of signings and stuff. But they did trade for Matt Ryan. A lot of people, believe Matt Ryan is an upgrade over Commander Carson. We'll get into that later.
Commander Carson.
So Matt Ryan isn't the mobile guy at all. He never was. But what Matt Ryan is a model of consistency. At his apex, I always called him a B+ quarterback. He's been a very good quarterback, never been elite, but just very good. But Matt Ryan in this system probably should thrive to a certain degree. That being said, Jonathan Taylor, surprisingly enough, could probably maybe have a better year with Matt Ryan. I don't think Matt Ryan's gonna be, shovel past, intercepting, throwing, turnovers like that, and like Commander did. Defense still intact. Pittman still there. He's pretty darn good. There's a rumor that your favorite wide receiver Julio might join y'all, but we'll see with that one. But nevertheless, I'm gonna let Colts Nation here talk about it. But I think you all are. I think that was pretty solid. And I feel like I'm gonna go on record here and say that the Colts are the best team in the division right now. So there you go.
All right, Deshaun, I'm gonna do something real quick.
Okay.
We'll start the music back up. Yeah, so we haven't been really active. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we weren't really active in free agency. Most money in the NFL available after we traded Commander Carson to the Washington Commanders. And we went and got an old Matt Ryan. Like I said, he's consistent. I give him a B+. I'll give him a B. Yeah, we didn't really do much. Offensive line, we lost our best pass blocker, a receiver, Zach Pascal. He went to the Eagles. I mean, it's rough. We picked up a corner from the Raiders, but we did. I'm not bad. Get your. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I'm trying to think of something good. We did pick up Unique Ngakoue. We picked up Unique Ngakoue. Our defense is gonna get better. So we got a pass rusher now, baby. Woo! And we got rid of our terrible offensive coordinator. I mean, not offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, who's now coaching the Bears. He's terrible. He's bend don't break defensive coordinator, and we don't have to deal with him anymore. So I mean, I think we'll win the AFC South. Doesn't mean anything. We'll be gone first week. First week. Yeah.
Hey, at least your playoff hopes won't come down to week, 18 against Jacksonville again. You should solidify that beforehand, right?
Hey, Matt Ryan is undefeated against Jacksonville, baby. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. He hasn't lost to Jacksonville.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So we got a chance. We can get past us as soon as possible. There's a lot better teams we could talk about. But if y'all got something y'all want to put in, yeah, we're terrible.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to. I don't want to use the word terrible. I don't even want to use the word mediocre. Look, I think you guys got arguably the top 2 running back in like the league, and Jonathan Taylor, like he's phenomenal. I think that he will continue that. If you want to, factor in age to that, how young Jonathan Taylor is, how productive he is, how dual threat, whole nine. Honestly, yeah, he is a top 3 running back.
Top 3.
Yeah, definitely top 3.
Better?
I'm speaking for the guys out there who don't want to put that much stock into someone who hasn't done it on a consistent basis for a number of years. I'm speaking out to them right now. Look, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think he is a top 2 running back. But if you put 10 people in,
Sean, tell me.
I mean,
say what's on your mind.
I don't know, man. You kind of put me on the spot.
So
Derrick Henry.
Henry.
You got
hedging the bet.
That's probably about it, to be completely honest, man. That's it. That's the only person who I can say with confidence is like who you can say that is better than Jonathan Taylor.
He's better. He can catch better.
I'm not saying he better. Look, I'm not saying he better.
You say he could be better.
He could be better. He definitely could be. So we can sit there and debate this. We really could. I can give you all the reasons why. Henry's done it longer. He's been more so of like the focal point. But at this time and at this day and age right now, both of these guys are something that a lot of teams are trying to get away from, and that is like they're just the guy. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lot of batting. He's going to take a lot of bruising. Hopefully they do get somebody else alongside him who's able to carry a little bit more so of the load, because I want to see him have who is that?
Naheem Hines.
He's more so of like the pass catcher guy, though. I mean, like
he can run though. He can run and pass. That's what Matt Ryan's gonna. I mean, I think he's gonna benefit a lot. He's gonna be like that. If you got an injured running back, grab Naheem Hines. I think he's gonna have good value this year.
I like him a lot. I really do, and I think that he will be productive going forward. I just think of him more so as like a scat back, basically. I don't think that he's somebody who can like give them like win for like 10 straight possessions. I don't think he's that guy. Hey. But as far as a complimentary back, he's fantastic. They got one of the best 1-2 punches in like the NFL.
But so I still want to know how Derrick Henry's better.
Look, we're not gonna get into that.
So if we go to attempts, I mean, Derrick Henry has really high numbers because all they do is this. Let me go hand it to Derrick Henry. We do more than that. We throw the ball to the other team. We I didn't catch that. All right. we throw the ball. Carson. And then we talk about, I'm about to defend Carson Wentz for just like a quick second, not for too long.
Oh, go ahead.
We talk about that shovel pass, and then I watch other quarterbacks do it, and nobody says a thing. I watch Patrick Mahomes do it. I watch Joe Burrow do it. I watch Jimmy Garoppolo do it. Nobody talks about it. I get it. Carson messed up. But Carson was also a top 10 quarterback last year when you look at the stats. Look at the stats.
Top 10 quarterback as far as what?
Look at the stats. I mean, when you look at like passing yards, touchdown, interception ratio, and all that, Carson was a top 10 quarterback.
Oh, man.
Y'all just hate him because they tell y'all to hate him. I mean, like, I don't.
It's in the script.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I think he's going to do okay in Washington.
Man, I heard your head coach like apologize to the owner for believing in Carson, man.
I'm pretty sure he did. Like Carson's, I don't know if y'all watch Pat McAfee show, but like watching Carson Wentz, you're having a heart attack every play because he's gonna do everything he can to get that first down or to complete that pass. That man's putting his life on the line every play. He does not care. There's no tomorrow with Carson Wentz. Like, and it's watch him, dude. It's yeah. Well, my bad. I'm still. Were you looking up stats right now, Deshaun? About
I am. Taylor? I really am. No, not about Jonathan Taylor. Like
about Carson Wentz.
Yeah, definitely about Carson.
Look at the top quarterbacks. Like I'm like, it's crazy, ain't it? And you wouldn't even know. You would have thought Carson Wentz was in the bottom 20 of being a quarterback last year and he wasn't. I think it's weird. Wow. But that's the Frank Wright effect.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not terrible. Solid quarterback rating overall, 27 touchdown to 7 interception ratio. That's not terrible. 3,500 passing yards.
We don't want him ending up like Mr. Empty Calories, because what it came down to was those last 2 games. That's what the people remember him by, especially that last game. The one, it was just like a shoe-in that wasn't a shoe-in.
We don't remember the game where they played against Arizona. Was it Christmas Eve?
Nope.
Where he sliced and diced them up at the end and threw a game to Desmond Patman when we had all those people out with COVID. Like, we don't talk about that.
Nope. We talk about the Jacksonville game because that's the last one we remember, because that's the last one that counted the most. It sucks. But
okay, this is kind of a crazy stat. Hold on, you guys. Let me double check this.
Did you just?
Who has the man? Look. Now my phone want to mess up. Carson Wentz passer rating, right? QB. Wait, is it the passer rating? Yeah, rating is a 94.6, right? Guess what? Oh, never mind. I was comparing them. Yeah, no. Josh Allen's 92.2. Josh Allen, passer rating, 92.2. Carson Wentz, passer rating, 94.6.
Who is Josh Allen throwing the ball to?
Stephon Diggs. Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox. What's the other guy there?
You know, this comes back to the empty calorie theory at this point. Is no, because I mean, the Buffalo Bills was what how many wins they won how many games they won last year?
I know they at least won 12.
Yeah. That's what I'm aiming at. It's like those stats equate to wins. That's my only, that's the knock against them. Like, okay, your stats look nice, but you're losing to Jacksonville in the last week of the season where that should have been a shoe-in for you to get in the playoffs.
But we also, okay, let's go to the game against Tampa Bay where Carson lights it up and Frank Wright decides, okay, when we have a lead against Tampa, hey, why not hand the ball off to a potential MVP candidate? Let's not do that. And when we talk about Matt Eberflus with that defense, that bend don't break. Well, we broke. Wasn't it Leonard Fournette had like a field day? Like, we broke. We're playing this prevent defense, and we got torched.
Yep.
So I
get it.
Blame it all on Carson.
No, it's definitely not all his fault. But you know, as the QB,
I get it. I don't want to defend him a little bit. Like, does he make some boneheaded plays? Absolutely. It's like that man plays until 2 seconds after the whistle. The play that they talk about Aaron Donald where he sprained both of his ankles. Come on, man, just go down. But then we also seen him. I forgot what game it was. It was like a group of dudes, and then Carson Wentz comes out of this big pile of dudes, puts the ball on the ground and keeps his balance, and then throws somebody like wide open. It's like, oh my God, like you would have thought it was over. But hey,
we'll see what the Commanders' new quarterback can do with them. And then moving on, you're fine. I mean, no, you had your rant. Deshaun had his eulogy. I mean, we're good. Robert Woods is now a member of the Tennessee Titans. They got him for a 6th-round pick. Apparently, these players ain't worth crap these days.
Right.
So out Julio and Robert Woods. Basically everything else on offense is still the same. Robert Woods' production is going to go down by default because you go from a pass-heavy team to a run-heavy team. That's just what it is. But, I mean, with him being on the field, I think it's a slight upgrade to other players because, they got to respect him because he's a pretty good route runner and got pretty good hands. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to talk about the play action heavy quarterback. Enough said about Derrick Henry. So Unless y'all guys want to add in a little 2 cents, I don't have anything else to say.
No, I just think that it's a great pickup. In my opinion, you need somebody else alongside AJ Brown, and with the way that he's been injured over the past couple of years, you need somebody who can step it up in his absence. I think Robert Woods could be that guy. It's just clean, clear cut, right to the point.
There you go. And then Jacksonville, on the first day, they made some splashes. Christian Kirk out here getting paid. I'm pretty sure that kind of like ticked off Devontae Adams a little bit, but we'll get into that later. Evan Ingram, who was just super talented, can never stay on the field or have a competent quarterback. He's in Jacksonville now, Duval County. I'm sure they added a couple other players I can't put my finger on right now, but either way, I feel like Trevor Lawrence and his offense should be better by default this year, I would imagine. New coach, we ain't got to, and you know what? Don't even get me started on that. Anyway,
we don't want to have this conversation right now, Jamal.
No, we've done enough damage already.
We all unanimously hate Urban Meyer. Like I've always disliked him.
Yeah, after the past 6 months, that's solidified. I felt so. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence, I think he should definitely I ain't gonna say ball out, but he should definitely be a lot more productive for sure. Evan Ingram, he can be a sneaky good option here, I think. Christian Kirk, I think he'd be more about the same. I don't know, maybe not, but nevertheless, I'm definitely curious to see what this new Jags offense will look like next year.
Yeah, I know that they got still a lot of work to do, but what do you want to see from a team at the bottom? You just want to see progress. You want to see forward movement. I think that they have been doing that. Look, they get a bump up from Travis Etienne coming back. He didn't play a snap, due to injury last year. So that backfield with Etienne and Robinson is definitely a good starting point. Like you mentioned, Jamar, you brought in an uber talented, but just could never put it together tight end in Evan Ingram. I mean, if you look at the guy, he just seems like he should be a top 5 tight end, just off of just like the eye test, basically. But Duval got some things to be smiling about right now.
Thanks.
Totally agree. I could see Jacksonville coming in second, or I wouldn't. No, I see them third in the division, possibly second. If Trevor lights it up, especially with Christian Kirk. And if Evan Ingram can stay healthy, the drive, ETN, that running back duo, really good young team. I'm excited to see what they can do. Hopefully they burn because they're in the AFC South. But
fair enough.
I hate them all. As long as we beat him, I don't really care. I really like Trevor Lawrence though. You can't dislike the guy except for his jersey. But yeah, it's potential. Next couple of years, Jacksonville is they're gonna be on the rise again.
That's fair. All right, moving on, because I have zero to say about the Houston Texans. They can kick rocks while I care. AFC East, only 2 teams I really want to highlight here. So, how the rich get richer in a sense. So one team got Jamison Crowder, OJ Howard, Duke Johnson, Von Miller. That's the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, that Bills team. They're definitely going all in, as they should, because they are primed and ready. As long as Stephon Diggs is still on the team, that team is definitely elite. Because we talked about it before, and you mentioned it earlier, Deshaun, Stephon Diggs unlocked that offense.
Yep.
If they take the key away, then I don't know what to say about that, but as long as he's there. Jamison Crowder is a very sneaky pickup, very sneaky. He should be a lot more productive when healthy than he was in the Jets for a number of years. OJ Howard was a very sneaky pickup as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure the man went 4th overall in the draft. He came out. I'm just saying, this man is physically freaking nature there. Duke Johnson, fantasy-wise, maybe not too much, but as far as the team, that's going to be a pretty good, scat back. And Von Miller, just having an actual pass rush with that defense already, that's going to create more opportunities for the offense. And the biggest beneficiary of them all is Josh Allen, who's already probably, if I'm just thinking, right, probably going to be the number 1 consensus fantasy quarterback entering this year without a doubt. and he just gets better in that regard. So if anybody has any 2 cents to say here, but it's basically the Josh Allen show next year.
Basically, you said it, Jamar, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did last year. Last year I went up on a limb and said that the Buffalo Bills were going to win the Super Bowl. Did not come, that didn't come true. I did have Buffalo and the Rams in the Super Bowl. Rams did make it. Rams did win. Shout out to Matthew Stafford, the whole nine, blah, 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 blah. Like just a great story. But back to the Bills, the GM said that he would trade himself before he were to get rid of Josh Allen. Josh Allen ain't going nowhere. I think we're going to see as soon as it's his time to, to basically assert himself as the best quarterback inside the league. I don't think that, like a lot of people saw that he was flirting with that potential. I just think that he should be able to put his stamp on things. Rodgers is on his way out the door. We see Big Ben go. We see Tom Brady retire and come back and that type of thing. What I want to see from this guy is I want to be able to see him take the next step. We saw them win 11 games last season. And their division just got that much tougher. But like I said, they're still the creme de la creme. Jamar, you already mentioned a couple of good additions that they had. The Jamison Crowder thing is a little bit bigger than what people think that it really is. That was sneaky good. Duke Johnson is another guy who you insert into that backfield where they just it was basically like a musical chairs approach with the Zach Moss and the Devin Singletary thing. And you go ahead and add Duke Johnson and another good pass catching back. It's just they got options. It's always good to get options. But to make a long story short, as long as you got Josh Allen, as long as you got Stephon Diggs, those guys are primed to stand up against anybody.
So with Buffalo, one thing that I was like, wow, I forgot about OJ Howard. So you got him and Dawson Knox. Whew. That tight end duo. We talk about running back duos. Oh my God. They're going to be tough this year. And I agree. Josh Allen, number one quarterback, is going to be selected. I can't wait till we do our rankings. I want to see who's everybody's first. I know Deshaun is going to say his first person is Derrick Henry. He drafted Derrick Henry first. All right. I'm here for it, though. Buffalo's going to be tough this year. I don't understand that. I understand him going after Von Miller, but that contract I think is ridiculous. He won't live it out. All right, because I'm going Father Time again. Von Miller, 33, 34 years old, signed a 4-year contract. I would put that man about 38. Yeah. Nah. I've never seen an elite pass rusher over 35. 35. That's probably like the oldest, or you say somebody was top tier. But we'll see. I think it'd be a good mentor for the young guys that they've drafted.
Yeah,
been 2 Super Bowls now. Great mentor. But the size of that contract, I'm like, yeah. But
that's why they front loaded it with the guaranteed money at first, so they get that out the way. So it creates flexibility later on. So they was kind of smart with it. Kind of smart. Needless to say, I'm just throwing that out there. I believe the Buffalo Bills are the best team in the AFC, and then it's the whole AFC West. So that's just my opinion. The one other team in this division I definitely want to highlight and mention is the team in South Beach, the Miami Dolphins, who definitely made some splashes here. And the biggest splash a couple of days ago, Tyreek Hill. They gave up 5 draft picks. But, hey, it's basically they said, F those picks. We got Tyreek Hill. I get it. Needless to say, they added Tyreek Hill. They added 2 quality running backs, Chase Edmonds and the fastest running back in the NFL by far, Raheem Mostert. They threw the tag, their franchise player, Mike Gesicki. He's there. Defense is still solid. All-pro corner, Xavier Howard. Corner to be burnt every day at practice, Byron Jones. You still got Jalen Waddle from last year. Devontae Parker is still technically on the roster for now. He may stay, he may go, who knows? But either way, he's there. Signed check down Teddy as your backup, and all the pressure in the world is on Tua Tagovailoa. This is Tua or bust. This is the ultimate year if they know they got themselves a quarterback or not. Now, Tua is fairly accurate. He's not like poor in that aspect. But I've seen plenty of memes to where Tyreek Hill running 60 yards downfield, knowing darn well Tua can't throw on the ball that far. That's the thing. But either way, I think this offense is going to be creative. As we saw Jalen Waddle, he's pretty darn fast. I mean, they got probably the fastest duo tandem that this league has ever seen. But yet Jalen Waddle was very relevant last year. So
extremely.
New head coach, what's that? Mike McDaniel, whatever his name is.
Multicultural.
Yes, the multicultural.
I didn't see it, but I'm gonna let them have it.
Leave that one be for now. We're gonna leave that one alone. But he comes from the Shanahan Sean McVay little tree there, so I'm pretty sure that means the offense should be competent. So needless to say, Tyreek Hill, he's definitely not a wide receiver 1 this year. Maybe high end wide receiver 2. I can't see him as a wide receiver 1 until I see it from Tua.
Ooh, Jamar. I didn't think that those two things would be so far apart, but you unfortunately kind of got a point. Will we be seeing Tyreek Hill drafted as a wide receiver 1? Yeah, because of his name and the things that he can bring to the table. But what people fail to realize is there will be better picks out there, given the current circumstances right now. What Miami has done has been great. Like you mentioned, Jamar, they already got a solid defense. I forgot that they franchised Mike Gesicki, so he's still there by default. You got those 2 speedsters up on like the outside. Devontae Parker's still there. Raheem, man, that's a lot of speed.
Yeah.
That's a lot of speed. Raheem Mostert, Jesus, man. I mean, Tua got some wheels himself. So like that, I mean, that's probably going to be one of the most high octane offenses that we've seen in quite some time. But Jamar, you hit the nail right on the head, bro. It's Tua or bust. Do I think that he can be a quarterback that propels his team? Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I know a lot of things are going to have to change from the things that I've seen in the past. But I think they stand a puncher's chance in that division still. They've been, peaking here these last couple of years, and they felt that, like you said, those 5 picks was nothing to go out the window to bring in a guy with such like a Swiss Army knife and Tyreek Hill. So
that's a lot of talent down there in South Beach. A lot of talent. You guys hear the rumors about who's trying to go there?
Yeah. That one guy who is. I guess he's okay.
Makes everybody better. I mean, all the talent there.
Yeah. It makes the punter better.
Makes the punter better. Make everybody better. Like, yeah. We talk about the talent now, but if he shows up, we're not going to talk about that talent anymore. We're just going to talk about him.
Oh man,
what a joke. Yeah. Miami, like you guys said, it's Tua or bust. I like to see him, break out. Hopefully he's healthy this whole year. New offensive system, so I think there's gonna be some adjusting there. But I mean, and they got all the tools. Tua's just got to show up. He's got to show up. So they're gonna be exciting to watch. I think they made some improvements on the line too as well. Was it Armstead? They got Armstead left tackle, so they have big help. So they're gonna be an exciting team to watch in that division. Could they win the division? Probably not. That's Buffalo's division. But they can fight for second though, because they can be better than the Patriots.
Facts.
So we'll see. It's gonna be a big year for them.
And before I get to the NFC, I'm gonna put y'all 2 on the spot. Real quick question: have a better year next year, Tyreek Hill or Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper.
Right now, Yep. Right now, Amari Cooper as it stands. Again, I'm not counting cheat out. The ways that they utilize Waddle, for him to be relevant. I mean, I think they can cook some things up for Tyreek there that can, fit to his strengths, because the damn show ain't throwing downfield. But as it stands, man, that's crazy to say. Yeah. Right now, I have to say, Coop.
They got like a 6th-round pick for Coop. That's disgusting. It was like a 6th-round pick or something like that. I understand his contract. I was like, but 6th-round pick.
Yeah, they basically saying him and Robert Woods are valued the same.
Right. But that's the Cowboys story. That would have been a good question, but we'll see.
All right, so NFC, just gonna get to a few quick hitters because all the moves basically was in the AFC. First quick hitter, Aaron Rodgers without Devontae Adams. What is Aaron Rodgers' impact? What is his fantasy value now without his top target?
I think it's gonna be the same. To be completely honest, I don't think that he needs. Devontae Adams needs Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers don't really need Devontae Adams. So it's we're gonna see basically the same play. The model of consistency at the quarterback position is Aaron Rodgers. If you look up, NFL model of consistency, it'll be a picture of Aaron Rodgers smiling in the dictionary, basically. MVP from last year. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say.
And the great words of David Ruffin, ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. Aaron gonna do his thing. I pointed it out. Jordan Love went in the game, and I'm not saying we don't know if Jordan Love is good or bad because all the Chiefs did in that game was blitz, blitz, blitz. Let's put the pressure on this kid. But Devontae Adams played in that game. I mean, you wouldn't know it, but Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully, they draft some weapons in the first round with some of those picks they got. I think he's gonna be just fine. Is he gonna be MVP again? I don't know because he's playing with some younger tools. But I think Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. Maybe so, but knowing that number 17 isn't there anymore for me, I can breathe just a little bit. Because I don't have to worry about that man, just number 12. Okay. Next up, Allen Robinson signed with the Rams. Sheesh. I know he's probably one of the personal biggest winners of free agency. So his impact on the Rams, what are we thinking here? Because last year was a dud, but finding out he was sabotaged. But anyway, playing with this high octane Super Bowl champion offense. What is Mr. Robinson's ceiling here?
I mean, hey, he plays on the same team with Cooper Kupp, who invites a lot of attention. So I think he's gonna have a solid year. We all know that Odell Beckham Jr. will probably not be back with those guys. I don't think that they're looking to sign him with the moves that they made and the money that they have left. So I just think that was a pretty good pickup, Jamar. Look, from scenery, from Chicago, what is around our Northwest Indiana area, I can still see snow on the ground. You move to LA, sunny skies, 70 degrees probably right now as we speak, and we're dealing with 30-degree weather. It's just that type of stuff just uplifts you. Ask Super Bowl quarterback Matthew Stafford how much his just whole demeanor and overall way of thinking changed when he moved, from Detroit to LA. I just think that this was a very, very good move on behalf of the LA Rams, and the Rams will not take a step forward, but they damn sure won't take a step back with this one. So all in all, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Agreed. I was trying to think of something new. I mean, pretty much, it's probably a lot safer there too. Chicago's kind of dangerous. He ain't trying to get shot, trying to go get some Giordano's or nothing like that.
Are we sure about that? Because if he wears the wrong colors on South Crenshaw, that could be a whole different ballgame.
Now, I think the danger is probably about equal, depending on where you go. I think so, man.
I think murder capital. Let me look up murder capital real quick. I'm pretty sure Chicago's probably top 5.
And just to let you know, it's 55 degrees in LA right now.
Oh,
55 degrees in LA right now.
You can wear shorts at 55 degrees.
But is that the high though, Jamar? I want to know what the high is for
the high is 68 today.
68. See, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Coming from where we currently stay. Yeah.
I'm in the house.
I think it's gonna be like 31 degrees over here today. It's 26 now. But yeah, needless to say, yeah, that's dangerous. Because Allen Robinson is a legit number one wide receiver in the league. Going to the Rams with Cooper Kupp.
You know, they don't have like any burners though, because Cooper Kupp's not like a burner. I think his route running is so good.
Yeah. On top of that, I think his acceleration is really good.
Yep.
Yeah.
His initial release isn't like that because I think he ran a 4.6 on his 40, but yet I still see him outrun people when he catch the ball. So it's like it's just crazy to me. Man, oh man. All right. Next one here. Walter's favorite quarterback. You know, he retired for 41 days, came back. You know, Chris Godwin's still hurt. But they did sign Russell Gage. Apparently, Tom Brady called on himself. Russell thought he was being pranked. But either way, I think it's great news for Mike Evans and Russell Gage on that one. What's your thoughts?
I hate Tom Brady.
Yeah, man. Same, Walter. Same.
I'm tired of hearing about this ball.
I am. Like, what? Jesus, man. Oh, man. Like, I finally came to grips that I didn't have to see him anymore. And he just it's like, have you guys ever had like the same dream, like when you kept going to sleep? You know what I mean? That you just couldn't get it out of your head. You know, it's a nightmare, but you can never get like to like the end of it. And I finally thought I got to like the end of it. And yet and still, I got to see this dream repeat. Thought he was really done, man. But I'm not about to spend no more time talking about them. I'm sorry. Walter?
They say like Aaron Rodgers is a diva. Like Tom Brady is a diva. They don't talk about it.
I like Tampa Tom. I'm not gonna lie. I think he is different. I think he's a little bit more fun, a little bit more loose and laid back. That he's out of Bill Belichick's kind of militant way of doing things. But yet and still, I gotta hate him. It's principle, right? You know what I mean? I have to. So
I get it. I get it.
It's like, go home. You gotta. We're not talking about next.
All right. All right. So, Washington Commanders' new quarterback, also known as Commander Carson. What is his impact going to be with McLaurin, Gibson, Logan Thomas?
Walter, you want to go ahead and talk about your guy for it real quick?
I'll let you talk about it. I don't hate Carson Wentz. I think McLaurin is going to really benefit. I got friends of mine that's a Commanders fan, and I was having this debate with him, and he was saying how he thought Heineke was better than Carson Wentz, and I was like, no, I think Heineke. If I can look it up and I can get back with you guys, but I think Heineke only threw for maybe 14 touchdowns last year, maybe.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so it was something like really how is he better than Carson Wentz? Like how? And I think Washington has better receiving talent than the Colts. Like you compare Terry McLaurin to Michael Pittman.
I'm taking McLaurin.
Yeah, absolutely. And nobody's taking T.Y. Hilton because T.Y. Hilton's a shell of himself, right now. I mean, he's pretty much done. Yeah. So I think Carson's going to do well there. I can see them winning that division. If we doing bold picks, I think the Commanders are going to win that division. I think Dallas is on the decline. The Eagles are going to be the Eagles, and the Giants are going to do giant things. Ruin another top 5 picks career. So that's it for Carson Wentz. I think he's going to do fine. They'll be just fine.
You know what? I'm gonna say the same. I think he'll be okay. Look, McLaurin. I really do think he is one of the league's best wide receivers. He just don't have that quarterback to be able to deliver as he should have it. Like I've seen multiple times where this guy's like open, but he ain't one of those guys that's gonna say, oh, I need the ball. I like the way how he basically carries himself. I do think he is a top 10 receiver, in my opinion. It's just we won't get a chance to truly see that. We know what that backfield is about. They can put in like a plug in like a tight end or whatever. You know what? I think Carson Wentz will be okay. Walter, man, I agree with you, bro.
Bro, it's funny you said that about him. Just real quick, you know who that reminds me of is DeAndre Hopkins. You know, for years he never had a quarterback, but he would still like kind of do his thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We'll see. I think he's going to do fine. I think McLaurin is going to be a really good fantasy option next year.
I can see it. He definitely has probably the best quarterback he's going to play with so far in his career.
Yeah. Agreed. But let me ask you guys this. So, Jamar, you already put me on the spot earlier. I'm going to go ahead and put you two on the spot.
Wow.
So, you got a chance to pick your number one pick. Both you're looking at Tyreek Hill and Terry McLaurin. Which one are you guys going? Sorry, man. You did it to me. Terry McLaurin, Tyreek Hill. And we talking about your number one wide receiver here. Like all the other names are going off the board. The Diggers are going. The Devontae Adams. Like those guys are gone already. Cooper Kupps.
I'm taking McLaurin.
What about you, Walter?
I'm gonna go against that. I'm gonna take Tyreek just because like Tyreek can get you points in so many different ways. I haven't really seen them use Terry like that. You know, they can throw it to Tyreek in the backfield. And he can just turn on the burners. And there's a better receiving core around Tyreek Hill than there is Terry McLaurin.
I can see that.
That's the only reason, man. I'm
gonna say my argument is target share should be there. Also, I think they're gonna have a lot of trips in the red zone. I think he's gonna get a lot of touchdowns.
Okay, fair enough, gentlemen. Just want to pick our brain and see about the whole Tyreek Hill thing. So that's cool.
Thank you for that spur of the moment question, sir. I'm waiting on Walter to get us back on that one. Next one here. Marcus Mariota, Mr. Atlanta Falcon now. I just want to know what his impact is going to be on Kyle Pitts and my gosh, top 10 finishing running back last year, Cordero Patterson.
Wow. No, I don't think he's a run. I don't know exactly what to call him, Jamar. Like
weapon.
I really don't. Yeah. Let's just call him a weapon. Call him a weapon. And I'm gonna say, man, I think Cordero Patterson. That's crazy. You called it, Jamar. I asked you. I wish we can like roll like the clip. I asked you, do you think that he would be able to, to stay on track with his production? Because at a point, I wasn't sure. When you guys picked him off the off the waiver wire. Yes, this guy was not drafted. He was picked off the waiver wire. So anybody who did that, kudos to you last year. I'm quite sure that you were in a very good position to, be competitive inside your fantasy league. But I want to say that Cordero Patterson is probably going to be the only person that's going to be themselves. I think with Mariota under center, Pitt's going to take a small step back. I think that whole offense does because it's like I really don't know what it's gonna look like, y'all. Go ahead, Jamar.
My counter to that is so he's with his coach that he was with in Tennessee, right. and during that time the leading pass catcher for that was Delaney Walker, who's a tight end. So I think Pitts might actually have some good value here. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, so I still got to see it to believe it. Look, I like Marcus Mariota. I told both of you guys that I actually wanted him as a place filler until we were able to draft our quarterback of the future. I think that he can get it done. It's just the inconsistencies for me. He'll make some crazy plays. He'll make some crazy plays out there, getting outside the pocket and deliver some strikes. But it's just like those in-between things that I need to see a little bit more of. I'm not saying that it can't happen, Jamar. I'm just saying that, seeing is believing.
Fair. I'm going to keep it real short on this one. I think Marcus Mariota's impact on the Atlanta Falcons is going to be with the number 6 pick. The Atlanta Falcons select guy, quarterback out of whatever college. Yeah, I seen and watched Marcus Mariota in my division for years. Yeah, we ain't worried about it. Nobody's worried. Nobody should worry about it. Just some kid needs to get his arm to get ready, and yeah, they'll be picking. I'm thinking top 6 pick next year.
And probably Bryce Young got a Bama at that point.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Last one here. It's a little sad one. Life without Russ for Metcalf and Lockett.
Oh,
How are we feeling here, fellas?
You want to go first, Walter?
I was about to start the sad music again.
I was hoping for it.
Let me go ahead, bro. I gotta find the sad music again.
All right, man. Russell Wilson's departure here, right? DK Metcalf. Oh my gosh, man. It's what do we say? Do we just keep it 150% authentic here and just
Yes.
Look, okay. Well, here it is.
Burn them fans.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they were thinking. It doesn't make sense. Look, Russell Wilson is one of those quarterbacks to where it's like, you gotta love this guy. The things that he's done on the field, off the field. So if he is unhappy in the situation, I think that you should be able to remove him from it. He brought this team a Super Bowl, him and Pete Carroll together. In my opinion, I still think that he is still one of the top quarterbacks inside the league. Damn sure one of the most accurate. And I don't know another person who throws a more prettier deep ball. So I don't know where that will leave DK Metcalf, who made his living off of catching the deep ball. And to be a physical specimen like DK Metcalf, I think he'll be okay with whatever quarterback is there. But the quarterback currently is Drew Lock. Drew Lock. It's Drew. Oh, man, the music kicking in, and I'm starting to feel it, man. Drew Lock, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? This guy has done absolutely nothing with a terrific offense around him. So it is a sad day. I got like a little bit of a piece of hanky right here if I need to just go ahead and dab both eyes, because that's exactly what we're going to see from DK Metcalf. We're going to have this crazy athletic guy just going to be just sitting there. If they don't make a pick in the draft or make some sort of like crazy deal, I don't like they're gonna win 3 games, maybe 4. It's gonna be that bad. Jamar wanted me to keep it 150% authentic, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't see anything coming from these guys. Basically, Russell Wilson kept you guys afloat. Yeah. After the Legion of Boom, and you remove that piece, and now what do you have? No more Bobby Wagner is up out of there. Like, this team is just in disarray. I don't see too many positive pieces from this. You guys, DK Metcalf is the only piece that I would even come close to thinking about, but that's a stretch to even say that too.
What about Lockett?
I don't think Lockett is gonna be there.
They need to trade.
Yeah. I honestly, I'm thinking of this as Lockett not being a member of the Seahawks, because I think that he's on his way out. DK has to stay there, but I can clearly see Lockett being up on like another team, and whoever team he ends up on, I think he gives them an instant boost. So.
Yeah, we need a receiver.
Ooh,
it'd be nice.
That would,
but we don't do things like that. We don't do impact plays on offense. The name of that song is "Crying Alone," and that's going to be DK Metcalf. I watched the interview with Buddy, and he was talking about how he's got to step up and be a leader. Now that Wagner and Russ are gone, so we'll, just like you said, they're going to be dumpster juice this year. They're in rebuild. You think I should kick the rocks on Baker?
I mean, anything is better than Drew Lock.
Yeah,
anything. Like, I'll go. Like, my son ain't here right now, but I'll call him to go play up on the center. I guarantee you he can deliver more strikes than Drew Lock.
I heard that.
Man, Elway sure know how to pick quarterback, don't he?
Yeah, from other teams.
The one he picks him by himself in the draft, my gosh.
You guys notice that, and I listen to a lot of podcasts and like interviews and stuff like in my spare time. But you know what the demise of Seattle was like when they stopped being that elite team is when they broke apart the Legion of Boom.
Yep.
Defense wins championships. I mean, Russ is exciting. Offense puts people in the stand. But after that, I mean, what did Seattle do after they broke up that defense? Nothing. So
look, all I want to know is go back in time, give the ball to Marshawn. Maybe all this changes.
Yeah. That was the beginning of the end for them. As soon as they start, I hate to say it, as soon as they start letting Russ cook, the kitchen wasn't putting out a really good product.
I mean, he was doing his thing. I mean, the team won 10 games every year.
But Jamar, what do you always say about empty calories, man?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was alluding to.
Hey, so I don't know if this is true. Did you guys hear about what Amari Cooper told Dak Prescott?
Yeah, but that wasn't confirmed though. It was never
I can believe
confirmed.
it, but didn't I say that?
It makes sense, but
I said it last year though. I said Dak Prescott is the Black Kirk Cousins.
Wow.
You did. I mean, Amari watches the podcast.
Shout out to Coop. Come on, man. One day.
Yeah. Get him and Mo Ali Cox. Yeah.
That's gonna do record numbers if we can get big Mo out here, man. For real.
Hey man, go ahead and reach out to the plug to make that happen, man.
I'm gonna try, man. I'll be trying to talk to people. Only person talking to me on Instagram was Robert Mathis and Robert Mathis. I've hit a couple times. Gary Brackett, but he played for us years ago. And what's his name? Dang it. Kamoko Ture. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Get a little feedback. Liked it.
Hey, I'm gonna start shooting these shots to these athletes. Never know. Yeah. But yeah, gentlemen, this was a refreshing reunion here. Haven't really seen y'all faces since February or January, whatever day that was. Who knows? We might be back after the draft. I think we'll be back after the draft. That way we can actually get our rankings together.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that for you all. We'll get our rankings together then. I guess at this point we just continue to enjoy free agency. There's still a lot big names out there. I've been like a kid in the candy store the whole month of March on my Adam Schefter. A lot, everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
But needless to say, definitely was a pleasure. Continue to rock with us, subscribe, share. We're on YouTube, Facebook, we're everywhere. Once the podcast really get going, you can definitely find us wherever you want. We got some heat for you. We do. I mean, look at Walter's background right now. That's pretty new. The same thing that's behind my head right now, that's pretty new. These hoodies that I'm pretty sure Deshaun and I'm wearing, they got some heat. Fit comfortably too. Very comfortable fit.
The fit, like I've raved about it since I've got it, in hand. And I do need to go ahead and order another one because like I wear this one so much, bro. It's probably one of my top 2 hoodies that I just like to rock. Just like the comfort of it. Just unbelievable.
Man, it is dope. So we gonna take care of y'all. The ones that have been rocking with us, we gonna take care of y'all. So needless to say, all right, for my brothers, Mr. Deshaun and Mr. Walter, Jamar, peace out. See you all in about a month or so, and go Bears.
Oh.
Oops, my bad.